This episode goes out especially to the managers and team leaders. Those of you who've implemented AI tools in your teams and have this gnawing feeling that you're actually less in control than before, even if everything on the surface seems fine. It's a paradox, isn't it? You introduce AI to help, there's no immediate crisis, maybe some efficiency gains, yet you feel a loss of control. I want to validate that feeling and explain it, because it's not just in your head. Control loss often happens before it's measurable. By the time the metrics catch up, if they ever do, you've already been feeling it for months. Let's explore why that is and what you can do about it. First, why do you feel less in control? Let's paint the picture. Before AI, you had a direct line of sight into your team's work. You could review outputs that were written by humans you coached. You understood their thought processes, or lack thereof, because you mentored them. You probably had a routine or gut feel of how decisions were made. After AI, some of those tasks are a black box. Maybe a report that used to be drafted by an analyst is now produced by an AI tool, and the analyst just tweaks it. You get the final report, it looks okay, but something feels off. You're not sure how it was generated. You trust your team, but you also know they might be trusting the AI a bit too much. You've lost some visibility and with it, confidence. Managers in one case study described this subtly. We found we were coaching less and curating more, triaging a feed of machine-made outputs to find the few that mattered. Core skills like probing and sense-making atrophied. If you're a manager, that might resonate. Instead of guiding the creation of work, you're sifting through AI-created work, trying to pick out what's useful. That's a very different feeling. They used the word curating rather than leading, a sign of reduced control. And they noticed core human skill weakening on their watch, which is alarming. A manager's job is partly to develop their team's capabilities. If those are fading because the AI is doing the interesting thinking, you naturally feel uneasy. It's like you're the captain of a ship where the crew is losing their sailing skills because the autopilot is on all the time. Sure, the ship's moving, but can you take the helm if you need to? Another reason you feel less in control is the divergence between what high-level metrics say and what your intuition says. Perhaps upper management is thrilled. Our KPIs show a 10% productivity boost since AI. Great job. But you, in the trenches, see the friction points. Maybe you notice that while more content is being produced, the sales conversion rate hasn't improved. In fact, it's flat or down a bit. Or your team's turnaround time improved on paper, but customer satisfaction didn't. There was a telling example where executive dashboards glowed with 6% productivity gain, but frontline measures like win rates and cycle times stayed flat or worsened. The leaders and the team experience reality differently. If you're in the middle, you feel that dissonance. HQ says everything's great, but my gut says we're struggling or missing something. That gap makes a conscientious manager feel they are not fully in command of the situation. One phrase that captures this is the illusion of progress. AI can create an illusion of control and improvement by pumping out more outputs like more emails, more analysis. But you, as a manager, might see volume up, but quality or impact unchanged. That is unsettling. Are you actually steering towards your goals or just moving faster in circles? This uncertainty chips away at your sense of control. Also, consider decision latency. Before AI, if something needed managerial insight, it came to you by default because no machine could do it. Now, AI handles many decisions and only escalates some to you. It's great not to have to micromanage, but it also means you might not know about issues until they're festered. The control loss is experiential. You don't have that hands-on familiarity with all the work being done. A manager once said, I used to review every client strategy deck my team created. Now, AI helps draft it, and I sometimes only see the final. I feel like I've lost my fingerprints on our work. That sums it up. Losing fingerprints on the work leads to a feeling of less control. Not because your people are doing anything wrong. They might be doing well, but because you're not as involved in shaping things early on. Let's bring back the IBM 1979 quote. A computer can never be held accountable. Therefore, a computer must never make a management decision. That's from a different era, but there's wisdom there. It recognized that accountability and control are deeply linked. If a computer or AI is effectively making decisions that management is accountable for, managers are going to feel uneasy, rightly so. They are carrying responsibility without having true authority over those decisions. Today, we let AI make lots of micro decisions. We can't avoid it, and there are benefits. But the principle still stands. If you feel accountable, but an AI is doing the deciding, you will feel out of control. That is what you're feeling. Now, what to do about it? You need to acknowledge it openly. It might sound counterintuitive, but share this feeling with your peers or your team. Implementing this AI tool has been great in some ways, but I feel less in control of our process. I want to discuss how we can address that. You might be surprised others feel the same. By admitting it, you can collaboratively find solutions. It's not weakness, it's adaptation. One approach is to redesign your checkpoints. If you previously had certain review or coaching points that got removed thanks to AI, consider adding some back, even in modified form. Maybe you don't need to review every piece, but you could spot check 1 in 5 outputs in detail. Or have weekly debriefs. What did we learn from AI outputs this week? Any surprises? Anything we didn't understand? This keeps you in the loop and signals to the team that human oversight isn't off the agenda. It also helps others articulate concerns they might have brushed aside. Often teams feel uneasy too, but assume the boss is gung-ho about AI and doesn't want to hear negatives. Show them you do want to hear it. Also, demand transparency from the AI tools or vendors if possible. If you're using third-party AI, push for explainability features. Knowing why it's suggesting what it does, or at least the factors involved, can restore some sense of control. You can better explain decision and trace outcomes. This aligns with governance. You might even incorporate a policy that no AI is deployed without a way for managers to inspect decision factors or an audit log. That way, you're not flying blind. Another tactic, focus on outcomes, not outputs. If AI allows more outputs, more marketing emails, more code, more reports, you recalibrate attention to outcomes, conversion rates, software quality, insights gained. This is a psychological shift. Instead of trying to control every piece of work, which AI makes impossible by sheer volume, you shift to control the success metrics. You may need new metrics. For example, if an AI content creator pumps out articles, measure engagement or lead generation, not just article count. By doing this, you reassert control over what really matters. Additionally, invest time in sense-making hurdles. Gather the team and reflect. Are we using AI intentionally, or is it quietly leading us? Do we need to tweak how we use it? By making this regular discussion, you take control at a higher level. The strategy of AI use, not keystroke level work. That shift alone can restore a strong sense of control. Let me share one more insight. A recent survey on AI adoption found middle managers often feel stuck. They are responsible for implementing AI from above and for team performance below. They're squeezed. One LinkedIn thought leader put it this way: your AI strategy is only as strong as your middle managers. They control execution. If they feel out of the loop, the initiative will stall. The advice? Involve managers in designing AI workflows, not just impose them. If you're a senior leader listening, empower your managers. If you're a manager, ask to be involved. Regaining control may be as simple as influencing how the tool is used, not just being told to hit targets. Finally, trust this feeling. Feeling less in control is an important signal. Don't dismiss it. View it as an early warning that the human tech balance needs adjustment. It's far better to act now than wait for a failure to prove you were right. Ask yourself, am I unsure how an AI made a decision? Is confidence dipping? Can I clearly explain outcomes upward? These are clues. Use them. In summary, you're not crazy. You're not failing. Feeling less in control after AI adoption is a common, rational response to major workflow change. The key is intentional design of your role and your processes. Do that, and you create a healthier team and a more sustainable use of AI. That's what this series is about, keeping human professionals in the driver's seat. Subscribe if you lead with responsibility. And if your team needs help restoring clarity, that's what we do. See you in the next one.